God, this is nice, dude. Let me try to do this without taking a bath. You know, you see, sometimes you take a bath. Gotta find the hole without looking, and I'm not very good at that. This is nice. Hello, YouTube, it's Netgear57, your virtual car friend. You know, I always hear people at school, people talking sweet, always in the barbershop, talking about, oh, Netgear this, Netgear that. Netgear ain't about mods. Netgear only about stock. Well, you know what? I'm here today to prove the haters wrong, because we are going to do a build on my 1992 Nissan 240SX, the vanilla build. I'm not a wild kind of build guy. The wilder the build, the more money it costs, the more involved it is. I like vanilla. There's nothing wrong with vanilla. And that's what this car is going to be. We're going to do a few simple mods that are going to maybe make it more fun to drive. I don't know how much more reliable I can make it. The car is pretty reliable as it is. Make it a little bit more unique, I guess, but even though a stock S13 is already pretty damn unique. Now, builds, they cost money. That's kind of what a lot of people run into with their builds. Run out of money, so they hit a wall and the car ends up sitting. Maybe they bit off more than they could chew. So if you would like to support this build, you can do that by purchasing one of these sick shirts from h-genuine.com. This is the vanilla build shirt. Here you can see it has an artist's conception of what the car may look like when we're done. Or you could get this sick cap, the shop cap or the Neo Boomer cap, embroidered with Nest 13 Sylvia. It is a freaking awesome cap, super comfortable, not too tall, you know, like most foam trucker hats are. I really like it. You know, I wanted to make it modeled after like I don't know, a Boomer Corvette shop or something like that, you know. And I think it came out great. I love it. You can pick both of these up. They are live now at h-genuine.com. Now let's talk about, you bought a car. You bought an S13 like this, all stock. Hopefully you didn't overpay. If you bought this one, honestly, I would tell you don't even touch it. I'm going to touch mine. I'm going to go against maybe my own advice here. But let's touch it. So the first thing we want to do here, you want to make sure your car is running correctly. So the very first thing of a build is going to be your maintenance. Don't neglect your maintenance, because you don't want, what the hell is the point of a quick release steering wheel or freaking super wide dumb wheels or a body kit that you're never going to bolt onto your car? What the hell is the point of all that if the car doesn't run? If the car doesn't run right? If the car doesn't run well? The first thing we're going to do today, I've got a leaking valve cover gasket, and I have a suspected missing thermostat, because during the winter the car kind of takes a little bit to warm up. We're going to pop that lower coolant hose off, see if there's a thermostat in there, and if there's not, we're going to put one in. If there is, I guess we're going to change the thermostat. So let's get started. So we are going to replace this valve cover gasket. It's leaking. That's something you should definitely do whenever you get a new car. If you're starting a project car, like I said before, always do the maintenance first. Now this one, it's kind of, oh, fudge. Oh, golly. I need to get a 3/8. Let me try my little breaker bar first. Oh, fudge. Yeah, I'm just going to get a 3/8. Okay, so according to the factory service manual, we start here in the middle on the loosen procedure. I'm sure there's been thousands of people that didn't follow the loosen procedure and it came out all right. But we're going to follow it. So first, 1, 2 is back here. What is in the way? The O2 sensor wire. I'll move that. You son of a bitch. I'm assuming the long ones are going to be in the center and the little baby ones are going to be on the outside. 2, 3 is over here. Can't really see. I can feel it though. Oh, that one was loose as hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think it's 6, 7. Let's look at the service manual. 6 and 7. If these guys are like their friend here, they're going to be hard. 6, 7. Oh, that bitch. Come on, hold. Nope. 8. Oh, that one's not even fucking bolted. Look at this. That's not normal. A little bit of RTV on that bolt, which is odd, because nothing calls for RTV in that location. And this bolt is good and dirty, as there was oil coming from there. Again, evidence of RTV there, which I don't like because it's always sucks taking RTV off. So I want to take off the spark plug wire holders, or take the spark plug wires off the holder. I'll probably take the spark plug wires off. It's pretty foolproof, but I'm going to get a marker just to be safe and put 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's evidence of silicone all over. So I'm probably going to have to clean this thing for a bit, which I don't want to do. That sucks. Makes my life more difficult, makes my job harder, and it makes this thing not want to leave. Oh, okay, there we go. Do I have to take that off? Yeah, I have to take that off. Dumbass. Come off, dude. Oh, don't break. Don't break. I guess I need to take this whole f***ing rail off. Not bad. Looks like they tried to stop a leak at one point because there's silicone around there, which you completely don't need. Well, the good news is it's very clean under here. This cam guide has been taken off, which is a good thing, which is kind of reason number 2 that we're doing this. God, this is nice, dude. This is nice. Still kind of pliable. Not terrible. Gotta take off this damn ass silicone. You know what? I'm wondering if the one that it had nothing in it, if maybe the threads were stripped out, but no. Looks good. It's full of f***ing oil. Okay, we've got the new valve cover here. New spark plug tubes, new valve cover. I cleaned the valve cover as well. So now it looks nice and pretty. And we're going to be sticking it in here. I mean, the engine looks great. I was afraid, you know, and that's one of those things that when you open it, it's like, oh, let's see how it was. But I mean, I kind of figured this car was well taken care of for most of its life. I think it had a high school kid as its owner for, I don't know, maybe about a year, and that's it. You know, I think it was a garage kept, taking care of cars, service at the dealership, indicative of this TSB that was performed on it. It doesn't have that timing chain thing. Another weird thing is it had the old style half moon plug valve cover gasket style. So I think it was serviced at the dealer, but let's we're gonna put RTV here in these half moons on the front and the back, and let's get this thing on. All right, an easy way to save your RTV is stick a screw in the end of the thing. That kind of acts as a cap, and it keeps the RTV from drying up. And because it's a screw, it's easy to take out. You know, it's not gonna get stuck in there. And then just take off the old RTV off the screw if you want. I thought about putting the RTV on the gasket itself, but I think I'm going to put it straight onto the head, because as I'm bringing the valve cover over, I don't want to hit a cam globe or something, or a cam cap and get RTV on it. So I'm just going to put it in the half moons and then put the valve cover on. Oh no, it didn't plug well enough. I got freaking dried RTV in there. Son of a bitch. Let me get a poker. Poke it out of there. And after I told you that good ass tip. And to scrape the silicone off, I've got this little scraper that uses plastic razor blades. And then I also use one of the trim removal tools that came with the Temu like plastic rivets. I have a lot of trim removal tools already, so this one kind of turned into my scraper, and it works really well because of the angles. It works great in the half moons. I hate putting RTV on because I always feel like I'm gonna f it up. There's a little crack right there, not a crack, but you know, a seam where the front timing cover meets up with the head, and I'm gonna put a dab there. I mean, it's pretty good. Wherever there's half moons or wherever there's kind of changes in the head, that's where kind of a rule of thumb of where to put your stuff. Put a dab right here. This one at the back, I'm not looking forward to, because it's not a whole ton of room to work. The Sylvia actually has a lot more room. Okay. Oh man, and I can't really see either, so that doesn't help at all. That's not bad. Let's do it one more time. That one didn't come out great because I didn't have a good purchase on the RTV. It started squeezing out the back instead of the front. There we go, that's much better. You are supposed to, with this, it's the right stuff, 90 minutes. You're supposed to assemble immediately while it's wet, tighten it, finger tight, and then wait an hour and torque it down. So that's what we're gonna do. Now let's see if we can get this in here without fucking anything up too much. Excuse me. Come on, you motherfucker. Okay. Move this. Okay. Finger tight, so I'm just going to use this extension. Oh, wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Oh my god. Get in your fucking hole, dude. That feels like it's just free spinning. Let's try another one. Okay, that's hyper. I'm just gonna go. Fuck it. Yeah, and that bitch is just spinning. It catches one little spot and then that's it. That's fucking dude. Which is weird because I don't even think it was leaking from there. There's definitely more girth to this new valve cover gasket than the old one. I don't know, maybe when I torque it I can try to clamp that down, you know? Maybe clamp it and it'll give me enough length to get to good threads. Or I can get a longer bolt. It looks like it goes all the way through. Worst case, I could probably stick a little nut down there and have one stupid bolt. So check this out. This is how I fixed it. So I got freaking copper, right, from a wire, and I stuck it in the hole to take up the gap. And I screwed this thing in there. I ran another bolt down there, and the threads seem to be holding. You know, they're just a little bit wallowed out. So yeah, I stuck copper in there to take up the space, and now it holds tight. I'm gonna snip this flush now here, and pray to God I never have to take this valve cover off again. All right, it is the next day. Valve cover is done. Now we're gonna drain the coolant. Take a look at that thermostat that I think is the thermostat at the fucking top. Motherfucker, dude. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna drain. Should I drain it? Yeah, f it. I'm gonna drain the coolant anyway and refill it. Do I have a pet? I think I have a petcock. Not there. Not there. Shit, maybe not. Okay, I made a decision. I am gonna drain it. I thought, do I need to drain it? And yeah, I'm gonna drain it. I bought antifreeze, you know, anyway. Fuck, this is gonna be a bitch. But let's take this time while I'm doing this. I didn't really get to talk to y'all much while I was doing the valve cover gasket because I was kind of concentrating, you know. But let's talk about why, you know, why people like to mod their cars. Why do we do this? And, you know, I think people that like cars just like to make them better, like to make them faster. But it's something that goes beyond that. People, I think, like, especially with cars, especially with JDM cars, people just like to flex. People like to say, oh, I got this part that's expensive, dude. That means that I'm a baller. That means that you're jealous of me. And that's what I want, is people to be jealous that I have this part or this car or this style, because that's what the cool people do. That's what the rich people do. That's what the ballers do. That's not a good way of looking at cars. That's not a good mindset to have. You know, okay, so let's look at it this way. You're modding the car because you want people to think, oh, I'm a baller and I do this cool stuff. But it seems like everyone that mods, especially S13s, they do it in the least expensive manner that they possibly can. So if you're modding your car because you want people to think, oh, this guy's a baller, this guy's legit, like, oh, wow, look at all the money he spent. Look at your car, look at the mods you did, and think, if someone has the exact same mods that I did and that I bought, would I be impressed? You know, like, and ask yourself that. Would you be impressed by someone with the same car as you that did the exact same thing? What is the build? $100 NRG steering wheel that anybody can buy with their birthday money, you know, and that you don't need. You don't need an NRG quick release in your car. I'm sorry, you know. Cope all you want in the comments. People always talk about, oh, it's for security, so people don't see my car. No, dude, nobody wants to see your car. It's not for security. You did it because you wanted to follow a trend. Take that how you want to. Now let's talk about how I was saying yesterday. The first thing you need to do, the first thing you really need to be doing is maintenance. Maintenance like this. Looking in the valve cover gives you an idea of the condition of the engine. If it's all sludgy, obviously it wasn't taken care of, didn't have regular oil changes. And you might have to maybe be a little bit more careful with the car. And in this case, I've put this off for a while, but I kind of had a suspicion that there's no thermostat in this car. What does that indicate to you, the new owner of the car? That the car at one point had an issue with overheating, and they tried to remedy it by removing the thermostat. The car's never overheated on me, but one of the first things I did was change a leaking water pump, which, you know, once it leaks enough coolant, that will cause an overheat situation. So I think that is the issue that they were trying to solve. Will we find a thermostat? I don't know. Maybe we will. If I find one, I'm still going to change it, because this car, in the summer it warms up just fine. But in the winter, you know, where my Silvio warms up pretty quick, my Baja warms up pretty quick, this thing takes quite a while. If I'm traveling and I'm going down a long hill, you know, like going down a mountain or something, that will affect the temperature. Temperature will start going down. All right. Now, let me try to do this without taking a bath. I took the radiator cap off the top, so we're not plugged up. We're not glugging. Oh, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. Little baby, little by little. We took a bath. Well, I think my cardboard has been ruined, unfortunately. We'll put it out in the sun, let it dry. Did you get wet too, GoPro? And that, you know, you see, sometimes you take a bath. Sometimes it happens. Oh, I got a bunch of antifreeze in my mouth. But, you know, it's normal. Shit doesn't always go your way, and that's kind of that's just owning a car. That's part of life. That's part of the process. Like yesterday, you know, when I found there was a bolt on that valve cover that wasn't even attached. It was just there. I'm surprised it never fell out. I'm lucky, honestly, it never fell out. And then my other one, the threads were kind of worn. It was barely grabbing, but it was just free spinning, causing that bolt to free spin. Now, what do you do in that situation? So your options, you can helicoil it. You can drill it out and rethread it to a larger bolt. In my case, those bolts, they're kind of special. They have a spacer in them. It's like a wire neck and then a smaller portion for the threading. So that really isn't an option, because that, yeah, I couldn't do that. It would have been a little bit ghetto. But in my case, I got lucky. I was able to use that copper wire, and I fixed it. Sticking copper wire in there isn't the most... It works, okay? It's a fix and it works, but don't think that you're going to have the strength of the original threading. In this case, I would say it's fine to use as a semi-permanent or even permanent fix, because the valve cover gasket, it's not under a lot of strain. You're torquing those things to like 6 to 9 pound-feet, and that's all it needs. It's just a little bit to grab it and hold it down. So sometimes you got to get creative like that. Looks like we're drained down here. Let's go up top, try to get that thermostat housing off. Let's see how it goes. Let's try to disconnect this hose. Oh man, that clamp is like tiny. Shit, dude, what the fudge? This clamp sucks. What the hell? Well, I mean, we'll be changing that. Should I turn y'all a little bit? What do you think? Yeah, I think that's better, right? What do you guys think? Yeah? No? That's fine. That's good. Okay, so that's f***ed up. Let's see how willing the hose is to release itself. If you can get it to twist, that's usually the move. Twist it and it kind of lets go. Ow. Oof. I've got my thumb caught between the hose and the fan. Oh, come on, bitch. You can use like big picks. I don't have big picks to try to stick it. stick it in there and, you know, break it loose a little. But all my picks are little. I'm just too scared of stabbing the hose, you know, and making a hole. But let's try this flathead and see if we can't coax it off. Oh, that seems to be working. I'd rather not have to purchase a radiator hose. There we go. That sounds good. I can hear it breaking free. Okay, I got it to spin. Come on, you. All right, got it off. Oh, where's my magnet tray? This extension is just a hair too long. Oh, I broke that. That sucks. But I have more. These little straps came with my plastic rivet set. So I just got to dig the remnants of the plastic out of there, and I can install a new one. A little bit of RTV at the end of the bolt. You don't want to see that because RTV at the end of the bolt, when you tighten it all the way down, it can create pressure and crack the block, you know, crack whatever's under there. There should be one more bolt down here. And I have to go back to a little bit longer one. The fan isn't making it any easier. What am I hitting on? Very weird spot with a lot of stuff in the way. Okay, come on. Come out already. You freaking bolt. You freaking bolt. No, not a whole lot of RTV on that one. Yeah, I think that's it, right? 3 bolts. Let's look at the picture in the service manual. I got 3 bolts. She's pretty content where she is. Oh, there we go. I'm not going in the bucket. Damn it. Well, we did have a thermostat. An original Nissan. But I wonder if it maybe was malfunctioning. Okay, let me get this RTV out of here. We'll compare it to the new one. If these stampings right here are date stamps, this is the original thermostat to the car. It's got a 91 November of 1991 stamp here. So it ain't bad that we're doing this. All right, so we got the thermostat housing off. Thermostat was in there, and I thought, oh, that was weird that it had a thermostat. But upon closer inspection, looking at this thermostat, it is not sealing, which is what was causing my issues. Failure to warm up in cold weather and the temperature dropping when I'm coasting down a hill. Tons of air is flowing through the radiator, cooling it a lot faster, and the engine isn't running enough to heat it up, making the temp drop. And if you look here, maybe you'll be able to see, like right there. You see that? Thermostat wasn't sealing. So yeah, bad thermostat. We're fixing it. Doing a Twitch stream right now. Twitch.com/Snaker57. You know, a lot of people watch me wrench on the car. And I asked them, which thermostat should I use in the car? This Gates stock or this Nismo low temp? And wouldn't you know it, everyone told me to use the Nismo. So we're going to put a Nismo in. I have it kind of stuck in there already. So when you put a thermostat back in, this little dangler part, make sure that's to the top. That's going to let air bubbles flow out when you want to bleed the system, purge the system. I'm going to put my silicone on. That thermostat is in there with my dangler facing up. I'm going to put a bead of blue RTV, bring it down, hand tight, and then we'll torque it in 1 hour. Let's see if I don't f*** this up. Oh my God, this f***ing thing is hard. It looks pretty as hell though. Oh no. The silicone got kind of old and crotchety, and I think it might be blocked a little bit. And I'm squeezing it so hard, I'm f***ing shaking. Should I spread it? F*** it, dude, we spread. F*** it, dude, we spread. There's a f***ing chunk of f***ing dry silicone in it that I really want to get out. Okay. Alright, f*** we spread. F*** we spread, dude. Oh, gosh, dang it. Okay, that's okay, that's okay. Get your ass in there. You freaking... Ugh. 2 down. Whoa, I almost dropped it. This one's gonna be a fucking bitch. Son of a fuck, dude. It's not really an easy way here. Gotta find the hole without looking. And I'm not very good at that. Oh, I found it. Ooh, I think she likes it. Come on, dude, get in there. This fucking sucks. Probably be easier if the car was lowered. You know, not lifted up. Ah, fucking come on! There we go, that's easier. Like that. Pray to God it's not cross-threaded in there, because I'm tightening it. Is it even fucking going in? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. It's just on that fucking dumb shit. Okay. I'm gonna get a mirror and make sure I can see silicone coming out. Where's my mirror? Where's my mirror? Where's my mirror? Race Bandit, what did you do with my mirror, dude? I gotta get the thing. I can't find my mirror, so I'm gonna take out my Temu borescope. And I'll take a little look-see under there. Let me bend this how I want it. Not in there, idiot. Down there. Oh yeah, that looks nice and pretty. I don't know if you can see that. That looks good. I am happy. I'm going to start the timer for 1 hour. I'll put the lower hose on now. I don't want to put the upper one on yet and like f her with the neck, you know, the thermostat housing. But I'll put the lower thermostat on, not the lower radiator hose on, and then we'll fill it with antifreeze. All right, day 3 of the easiest maintenance known to man. Yeah, this realistically should have been done in 1 day. 2 days, I guess, if you count the cure time of this RTV. So I'm gonna wait, you know, I'm gonna do it by the instructions. Wait 24 hours, let the RTV cure completely before adding fluids. But, I mean, that just goes to show the realities of working on a car like this, working on your project car. And if you're trying to mod your only car, sometimes it may not work out as well as you'd like. I have the luxury of being able to leave this car in the lift for as long as I need to because I have other cars to drive. But everything's done. The thermostat housing is bolted on. Nismo low temp thermostat is in there. Valve cover gasket is done. The last thing we need to do, the lower radiator hose is back on. Last thing we need to do is put in some antifreeze. So let's talk antifreeze. And you can see also with the smallest project ever, the garage is already getting cluttered, but we'll clean it after we're done. So what we have here is Prestone, some Prestone antifreeze, right? What's the difference between these two? This one, you see right there, it says concentrate. This one says ready to use. And it should say somewhere else, right here, pre-diluted 50/50. One costs 16 and one costs 10. I think maybe this one was 16 and this one was 10. I could have bought the Supertech, one concentrate and one 50/50, I think for $10 and $6. But the Prestone was 10-year, 150,000 miles, where the Supertech was 5-year, I think 50,000 miles. Or 5 years, 100,000 miles. Basically, I was like, well, I'd rather put the 10-year fluid in there and not have to worry about it for 10 years. So that made that, you know, if you look at it from that perspective, it kind of makes it worth it. So what does concentrate, what does pre-diluted mean? Concentrate means this is a concentrate of antifreeze. So this will make 2 gallons of this. It is always better to buy the concentrate. Buy the concentrate, buy a gallon of distilled water. You always want distilled water, because that doesn't have any minerals in it, doesn't have any impurities in it that will cause your cooling system to gunk up, corrode. Always use distilled water. Don't use hose water. Don't use tap water in your cooling system. That is a big no-no. And it's always good to have distilled water around. You know, you can top off your radiator if need be with distilled. If you don't have antifreeze, you can top off your battery. Top the electrolyte off with distilled water if your electrolyte level is low. And supposedly you can drink this when you get thirsty. You know, if you're in the garage working and you're really thirsty, you can drink this and it works. I've done it before. Now, the reason I got both, I got a concentrate and I got a 50/50 because the capacity is around 3 gallons. So with this, I have 2 gallons here and then 3 gallons. My initial thought was if the engine is completely dry, it's how you do it. Throw the whole gallon of concentrate in there, throw a whole gallon distilled, and then finish topping it off with 50/50. In my case, it didn't look like all that much came out of the car, so there's probably still a fair amount of coolant in the jacks of the engine itself. So I'm going to top it off with 50/50 and then go to my concentrate and distilled water. So what I'm going to do is try to see if I can I see where the fluid level is? Okay, I'm going to mark full there. Let's get our antifreeze funnel and let's fill the radiator. These funnels are awesome. If you don't have one, I highly suggest getting one. They make filling up radiators dummy simple. So now all we have to do is find the cap that matches our radiator cap. That looks pretty good. And it has a B on it, so now I look for the B neck. And that has a B on it, so there's my B neck. I kind of think I remember it not working that great on this radiator last time. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Yes, it does. It's not like clamping with the greatest of force. I'm going to try to squeeze these down just real quick. And I think that did it. Yeah, that's much tighter. Perfect. So once you get that adapter on, you stick your funnel in there. This is a stopper, and then we just fill it up. Now in 240s, right here, there's a little breather, and that you just open it up, fill it up, and then once antifreeze comes out of there, you close it, and that helps in burping it. It gets all the air out on that end. Where's my quarter-inch drive? Oh, it's right here. Just gonna loosen it. That hose is tightened. That bottom hose is tightened, and hopefully, that's all we need to do. And now we just pray that it doesn't leak from the thermostat housing. A little bit of dirt in there, I'm gonna get it out. Now as I'm pouring, I'm gonna keep an eye on that little bleeder. Do you have to take it all the way out? I don't think so. Oh yeah, I had to take it all the way out. As soon as I took it out, I heard the vacuum, and then this thing drank all the freaking water. Oh, we're coming out. We're pissing like crazy. That's gonna stink. I really don't want to cross thread this one. We're gonna be very careful. Now what sucks about spilling antifreeze when you do antifreeze work is that you're gonna smell it. You're gonna smell it burning off the engine when you're running, and you're gonna think, am I leaking? Yeah, that's G&T. G&T, good and tight. German torque spec is what they say too, guten tight. Guten tight. I think we might get away with the freaking 1 gallon. So what we're doing is I pour it in there, pour the rest in this funnel. Well, now we're about level right here. And that makes this area the highest point of antifreeze, and it makes it easy to burp. Once bubbles come up and burp it, it can ingest antifreeze. But let's still do what we're planning to do so that way y'all can see how it works. Okay, so I put the fill line there. I'm gonna open my concentrate. So now I'm gonna pour half of this concentrate into here. Now a good way, if you can't see the level through the bottle, like in my case, I can't see from the outside. Look on the inside, you can see where the level of fluid is, and if you touch it, you'll be able to see the shadow of your finger, and then just bring it down, put your finger where the level is, and that looks pretty good. That is there, and that's pretty damn even. There might be a hair. No, that's pretty dang even. A rare W. So now, what do we have? What do we have in here? We have 2.5 gallons of concentrate, and I have a gallon of distilled. Well, what is our next move? You're right. We're gonna drink some. No, we're not gonna drink some. I still need you, funnel. So I'm gonna fill it up until it's there, and I'm gonna pour the rest into that one. The reason we dilute the antifreeze, ethyl glycol by itself isn't actually, the best antifreeze or coolant. It gets stronger when you mix it with water. Do its job better. I'm being kind of exact when I might not need to be, but let's be exact. There we go. That looks good. I'm gonna get a cap. Now we do it to this one. So now, with that 1/4 concentrate, we now have 2 gallons of 50-50 here. 50, 50, 50, 50. So that way I know that both of these are 50-50. If I was filling them with old antifreeze, I would write used. Oh, fucking scam calls, dude. Now I have 2 gallons of 50-50 that I can put on the shelf. In case this takes a little bit more, we can top it off. But either way, I've got 2 good gallons of 50-50 ready to top off or to use on the next project. Let's make sure everything is out of the way here. I'm gonna go get the keys to this car and turn it on. We want to get it up to operating temperature. I'm gonna turn the heater on max, because I want to get antifreeze flowing through the heater core as well. Make sure we have no bubbles in the system. We're gonna watch that. If the car drinks all that, we're gonna give it a little bit more, pour a little bit more in there. Let me go get the keys and pray to God it turns on, because I've been gone for like a month. So let's see. But good news is, just looking under there right now, there's no leaks. So happy with that. The car started. That's always a good sign. Now, just let it warm up. Keep an eye on it. Watch for any bubbles. I don't see any leaks. Yeah, now it's just chilling. Oh, freaking hit the mirror. All right, we're watching our temperature gauge. I put the heater is on max, and I already feel warm air coming out of there, which is great, because during the winter it would take a long time to get warm air to come out of here. You can see our temperature gauge has begun to move, which is what we want. Sometimes if you have a bubble in the system, like there's a bubble, for instance, you have your heater on and you're not feeling warm air, giving it a good rev might pop that bubble, move it through, and get it to pop through your funnel over there. Let's go look at our funnel. And yeah, I mean, we're pretty much right there. I think that's gonna do it. Okay, so what did we do? It took us 3 days, like morons, to do the valve cover gasket and to change our thermostat, which is the maintenance we need to do for a project car before we really start doing stuff to it. Because what's the point of modifying your car if the car doesn't run well, if the car doesn't run reliably? That's the first thing you need to do. What's next? Put it down below what you think we should do. I'm going to let this thing warm up a little bit more, turn it off, maybe take it for a spin. And happy we got this done. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to support the build, go to h-genuine.com. Get yourself cool shirts like this. If you want to support the channel, go to collectorcarfeed.com/store. Pick up some stickers. I think we're going to restock the t-shirts here soon. And we still have CDs left. Grab one of those. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.